welcome to True Masterson's game review of Death Stranding. So, I beat this game about, I'd say, a month ago. I was going to do a mid-game and then an end-game review, but I figured I'd just wait until the end. I feel it's a better idea. So, this game takes place in a post-apocalyptic future. After the world has already ended, and you play as your boy, as you see sitting right here, being weird, Norman Reedus, but his name is Sam Porter Bridges in the game. Now, I seen a lot of mixed reviews on this game before I started. I actually did a gaming news story and read an article that gave it a horrible review. But for some reason, I got completely addicted to the game. Now, whatever. I'm doing a game review, I'm not playing, so I don't care about being on the network right now. So, except it may not be able to, I may not be able to show you something I want to show you, but we'll see. As I was saying, this game takes place in a post-apocalyptic future. You play as Sam Porter Bridges as a sort of post-apocalyptic delivery boy slash supernatural ghost fighter slash crazed delivery boy fighter. It's a very weird premise for a game, but as I said, I got completely addicted to it. Now, when you start out in this game, and I'm not going to tell you all about it, I'm going to go through a little bit of what you have, what you can do, what the game's about, how I got addicted to it, and so on and so forth. I personally liked the game. The whole way through it, I just had this thought in my mind of how weird it is, and is anything exciting going to happen? It is a very slow-paced game. It can be extremely difficult, but it's just a very, very, very weird game. Alright, now in order for me to show you, okay, well, I'll explain a little bit about this. This is sort of like your home base. And some of the weirdest parts of the game are you can use the toilet, okay, and you can shower. Now, when you're outside, this dirt, I'm just going to call it dirt, collects on you. It's actually chiral material, they call it. But this dirt collects on you, and you shower, and you get a grenade out of it. These grenades will only work for these ghost entities that are in the game called BTs. Same with using the toilet. You can take a pee and you can take a poo. And these grenades will work against the ghost type enemies in the game. They don't really work against human type enemies, which there aren't very many human type enemies. Okay. So when people die in this game, you can't just, if you fight actual humans, you can't just let them die. So you kill them and then you have to go burn their bodies. I did it once in game. There was a big group of bandit type people. I killed them and I took all of their bodies to burn just to try it, because you really don't want to kill anybody in this game because they'll turn into one of those ghosts, and then if I'm not mistaken, since I've never done it, but I'm pretty sure the area that they die in will turn into this ghost infected area, which is weird. When, like I said, they're called BTs. So I'm not sure if I have them all, but we're going to go take a look at the weapons rack. These are some of the weapons that you get in the game. Now, I think I'm missing 4 of the rocket launchers. So here is one of your 4 missile rocket launchers. One shoots 4 at a time, one will shoot 4, but I don't have the other ones. You get some regular rocket launchers, you get some regular grenades, flashbangs and regular grenades. Okay, over here you have What is that? Now, it's been so long since I played, I can't remember. This is your riot shotgun. Okay. This is, oh, yeah, I guess I'm an idiot. Sorry. Quadruple rocket launcher. A small, lightweight rocket launcher developed by FAI can fire up to 4 unguided rockets. There are also guided rockets. All right. And then over here, you have your riot shotgun. Pretty self-explanatory. And it has a scope added. It can also be loaded with hematic shells. Now, what you're going to find out early on in the game is that your blood, your character's blood, for some reason actually hurts the ghost type enemies. So all throughout the game, you'll get weapons that you can equip with rounds that are coated with your blood. But it will also take away from your blood, which is your life gauge. So every time you use one of those rounds, it will take away from your life gauge. So it's sort of like a battle each time, whether you want to use a gun or not, when you're fighting these ghost enemies. I personally only use them as a last resort, because you can also get these grenades down here, hematic grenades, which are blood that's already taken out of you at a different time and put into the grenade. You have your regular shotgun. You have your remote detonation grenade launcher. This is a grenade launcher that you can shoot and they stick, and then you detonate the grenades later. These are not able to be equipped with the blood shells, hematic shells. Sticky gun. This is a pretty cool weapon, but it isn't really a weapon. It's like if you're hunting for a package that's on a mule's back, which a mule is the human enemies in the game that they're crazed package delivery people that only want to steal packages. Very weird premise, excuse me, for an enemy. But that's all they want, and they will kill you just to take your packages. But if one of them has a package you want, you can actually pick it right off of his back from a distance with this gun. You shoot it, it grabs the package, slings it up in the air and behind you, and you go grab it. It's a pretty cool weapon. Okay, and over here we have our handgun. Pretty cool little looking handgun with a silencer. Those can, and that could be used, you can use the blood rounds with it and fight either human or ghost type enemies. Here we have an anti-BT handgun. Now this one here is just for the ghost enemies. It will only shoot hematic rounds. I've never tried it on a human. I think it'll do some damage or at least disorient them, but only to be used against the ghost type enemies in this game. Okay, and we have our bola gun. This is the gun that I use the most against the human enemies, because I don't know if you, for those of you who don't know what a bola is, it's one of those things that it's a rope with a weight on each end. It wraps around people and pretty much renders them incapable to move for a short period of time. Now the enemies will be able to break out of this eventually, but what I did throughout the game was shoot them, then hurry up, run over, kick them in the head and knock them out. That will render them unconscious and for a set amount of time, but long enough for you to clear out all the other enemies, take all the packages you want, and then that area will be clear of enemies for a short period of time. This is what I use the most against human enemies. Then we have our non-lethal assault rifle. Only shoots rubber bullets and rubber bullets coated with your blood. Another thing that I kept in my arsenal while traveling, just in case I needed to come up against some human enemies. Plus, as I said, it will work against the ghost type enemies in the game, the BTs, but I don't find that the bullets were very effective. Word to the wise, if you're looking to play this game, be prepared to use a lot of grenades. That's what I did against the ghost enemies, and it worked out fairly well. I only use these weapons as a last resort. As I said, because every time you shoot some bullets, it takes away from your life gauge, and who wants to do that? Down here, these are your capsules containing, this is what I told you about how you shower or use the restroom. These are the capsules that you could throw at the ghost type enemies to affect them in different ways and damage them in order to hurt the ghost type enemies. Sorry, I was doing a little bit of reading there myself. So those are pretty much the weapons. As I said, I think I'm 4 short over there below the rocket launcher, or 2 or 3 short over there under the rocket launcher. And this here is your buddy Lou. Let's check in on Lou. Now this is one of the weirdest parts of the game. You got this little baby inside of a capsule, and he is not actually to be considered in this reality as an actual human. All he is a piece of equipment, but you'll find out as you play the game all about Lou. But I'm just going to tell you his purpose in the game. He is, as I said, there are ghost type enemies and there are human type enemies. Now, in this reality, humans have figured out a way to contact the other side, and in this, by the other side I mean like after death, the other side. And through this process of opening these doors is how these ghost type enemies can come into the normal real world. And seeing that babies are in the womb are considered to be closer to the other side, this little tough guy in this capsule enables you to see the ghosts to a point. So he is only a piece of equipment that is hooked to your suit so you can see the ghosts. I know it's super weird. As I said, this game is one of the weirdest games I've ever played, but also for some reason it was one of the most enjoyable games I've ever played. And the fact of the matter is, you really don't do anything in this game besides deliver packages. That is the main thing in the game you do, is deliver packages and try to avoid enemies to go deliver these packages. And the difficulty of the game is the terrain. It's super weird. So that's your little buddy Lou. And then over here, I apologize for that. Over here we have your suit, which keeps, because to be outside it is toxic to humans and it can hurt you. So this suit keeps you protected and keeps the rain off you. The rain in this game is called timefall, and if the rain would actually touch your skin, it would make you age instantly. Something about being able to contact the other side and these doors being opened in this post-apocalyptic world caused this to happen. And the rain actually deteriorates vehicles, your weapons, your packages, everything. So when it starts raining, you either have to hurry up and deliver your packages, or find shelter, or there's actually an option once you get further in the game to build your own little shelter along the way, along your route of delivery, to be able to hide under, and it repairs your packages and helps you hide from the rain, just the roof, until the rain passes. But there are areas in the game that I've encountered that it seemed like the rain never ends, and it always rains when you go there. So that is another part of the difficulty of the game, is that the rain actually deteriorates your package. Okay, in order to get health, Sam actually eats these little guys. They're called cryptobiotes. They are a floating little bug that actually look pretty cute if you ask me, that are considered to be the most hardy food on the planet now. and it gives Sam's blood level a boost and gives him more blood. There's some beer you can drink, but that only comes if you deliver certain packages in the game. Normally, when you start off, Sam will be drinking nothing but Monster energy drinks. Actually, Monster Energy. It's pretty cool because Monster used to be my energy drink of choice. So there is that. Alright. You can gain some different little sunglasses and stuff to wear throughout the game. Just for this review, we'll put on the headgear and then we're going to head outside so I can show you a little bit more about the game. Oh, this is going to keep flashing. I apologize. Please forgive me. The way I like to do a game review is have the game on, walk people through some things. Oh, he wants to go to the mirror. He wants to go to the mirror and take a picture, but we are not going to. You can also customize the color of your headgear and stuff. I made these here the same color as my my brand, red and green, red and lime green, whatever have you, what have you. All right, now we are going to head outside so I can show you some other things. While the game loads, I apologize. I can't, I'll tell you what. I honestly cannot wait.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. All weapons will remain locked until departure. All clear. Well.
Okay. Now, as I said, this game is all about deliveries. These terminals is what you're going to be dealing with the most. You take on orders from this terminal, you make your deliveries at these terminals. And as I said, throughout the game, all you do is deliver packages. As you're delivering packages, you will get more equipment that will make it easier to deliver your packages, okay? When you start off, you will be able to get a ladder, which is about 50 in-game meters long, that you can carry on your back, and it will you can open it up to climb down in places. You can use it as a bridge to go across places or climb up places, okay? You get a climbing anchor, which is pretty much for the first use. You can only use it to go down a cliff, down a hill, or whatever. Then once you use it to go down, you can also use the rope to climb back up. Okay, a PCC is, what is a PCC? It is actually a sort of mobile construction unit that will build a few different things for you. It will, a PCC level 1, well actually, the PCC level 1 will only build so many things. The PCC level 2 will build so many things that are upgraded past PCC level 1. For example, now don't quote me on this, but the PCC level 1 will build a mailbox to where if you need to drop packages off in order to go do something else or to come pick them up later, you can build a mailbox. You can build a observation tower, which is a really large tower with a camera on it that you can jack into to survey the surrounding areas, or a bridge. But the bridge, you can only build the foundation of the bridge, and then you have to load the bridge with other crafting materials, metal and ceramic, and then, or maybe it's just metal, I can't remember, but then once you load it with these other materials, you can build a bridge, which isn't very big, but big enough to cross most little rivers and creeks in this game. Once you load it with the crafting materials, it will build a bridge across the gap for you. And container repair spray is another thing they give you, I think, right off the bat. As I said, the rain, the timefall, as it hits the packages on your back or on your suit or on the outside of your vehicle, if it's on the outside of your vehicle as you're going, the rain will make it rust and look deteriorated. Well, this container respray will repair a package's packaging up to so much damage. After so long, it'll just be ruined, but if you catch it quick enough, this container respray will repair the damage. You get blood bags. As I said, your blood is your life, as you can, oh, here, hold on. Let me actually see. Nope. Let me see if I can move this while recording. Yes, I can. Okay, I apologize. I'm going to move myself over here. And as you can see down here at the bottom, over in the left-hand corner, the little red bar is your blood. So that is your life gauge, and the more blood you have, of course, the healthier you are, and that is your life gauge. The little tiny orange, the little tiny picture of the baby head, that's your baby and its stress level. As that increases from falling and tripping and rolling down a hill, or from fighting too many ghosts, your baby's stress level will increase, and if his gets too stressful, he'll shut down and you won't be able to use him. Your boots in this game are also a consumable. That is the blue, light blue gauge below that. The light blue gauge, as you're moving, as you're progressing through the game, your boots will wear out. So you actually have a boot clip that you can carry on your backpack, up to 2 pairs of boots extra. You'll need to do that right off the bat. I will not tell you where, but once you get so far in the game and you deliver so many packages to a certain person, they will gift you with a chiral boot, which will last almost the entire game. I put 1 pair on and I wore them forever, and recently changed them before the end of the game. Okay, and the blue one below that, I do, with the little happy face, I do believe that that's how many likes you have. In this game, likes are like currency, because as you deliver packages and they are not damaged, you will receive likes. As you do things like build bridges or leave ladders or climbing anchors, and other people playing the game use them, they can leave you a like as well. The higher your likes, the higher your level. So it's always good to leave some things lie around for other people to use, whether it be a ladder, a bridge. I actually will show you that, well, not right now because I'd have to travel somewhere else. On the next board, I am back at the very beginning of the game. On the next board, the next map, you're actually able to rebuild the roads. There are no roads in this game. And as I said earlier, the roughness of the terrain that you travel is the difficulty of the game. If you rebuild the roads, then you're able to use vehicles more easily, which enables you to deliver packages faster and carry more packages. So in my opinion, if you're gonna play this game, rebuild the roads. Now the cool part about that is, as people, this is an online game but not an online game. If you look on my, well, hold on, let me get back to this. These are I'm sorry, let's get back to, before I get sidetracked, we're gonna get back into what you can build here. This is the equipment to make your life easier as you're playing the game. Smoke emitting decoy cargo. This will put some smoke up, and the human enemies I spoke of in the game will be attracted to this and think it's a package. Fog emitting decoy, it will attract the human enemies to it and make them fall asleep. Okay, now those are the tools you have. This is the equipment. As I said, you'll need boots, and these are power skeletons. They are a robotic set of legs that either enable you to carry heavier packages and have more power, or speed. They don't let you carry quite as they'll let you carry a few more packages because of course they're robotic, but they're more designed for speed to help you walk faster. And then you also have an all-terrain skeleton, which helps you stay upright. As I said, in this game, in the very beginning especially, you'll be carrying a lot of packages on your back. And if you fall when traversing the hard terrain, the packages will fall off and become damaged. This is a no-no. You do not want this to happen. Now, a lot of these you get as the game progresses. You're only going to start off with boots, but these are things you can look forward to. The power skeleton up to level 3, speed skeleton up to level 2, at least, or up to level 3. That's what I've gotten so far. The all-terrain skeleton, I played the campaign so far and stopped at the end of the campaign, so you might get upgraded all-terrain skeletons as well, but I'm not sure. You also can, again, this is all in the future. You start off with very little of this, but in the future you get armor plating. So if you are fighting enemies that are human, you can get some armor plating on your suit to help negate damage. Power gloves will help you climb. Oxygen mask, there are certain places in the game where you cannot go without dying breathing the regular air, so the oxygen mask comes in handy there. Of course, these are all your weapons that I already walked you through. Okay? Your grenades, your rocket launchers, remote detonation grenade launcher, riot shotgun, handgun, non-lethal guns. You get smoke grenades, they weren't flashbangs. Smoke grenades, stun bombs, remote stun bomb, which you can detonate later, and those are your weapons. I already walked you through those, so I won't waste your time there. Vehicles. Now this is a floating carrier. What this floating carrier is it's a little platform that floats in the air that you can connect to your belt to enable you to carry more packages while you're walking. You load it up and you can walk on it. You can also ride this thing, but it's not steerable. You can only use it to like go down hills, so I never really did that in the game. Tried it once or twice, didn't really see a point to do it, so I never really did it. You have a floating carrier level 1 and level 2. Of course, it's self-explanatory. One will carry a little bit more or use a little less crystals. Now, chiral crystals grow throughout the game when it rains and when you kill ghost type enemies, the BTs, as I said. And you always need chiral crystals in order to build things, build equipment, upgrade equipment, and so on. So chiral crystals, that will be, if you look down at the bottom of my screen, the 12,006, that is your chiral crystal count. That's how many chiral crystals you have. And if you look, each one of these tell you how much of each material you need to build it, and that's throughout the whole menu. So you have your floating carrier, which will enable you to carry more packages while walking. This does come in handy at certain points in the game because there are places that are either super hard to take a vehicle or you can't. The reverse trike level 1 is pretty crappy. Everything in this game runs off a battery, so it isn't a lot. It doesn't have a lot of battery life. If you're looking to use a vehicle in this game, if you look back through my playthroughs, you'll notice I use the long range truck the most. Long range level 3. It gives you a lot of battery life, and in most cases I found that you can travel pretty much between any 2 points you need to go and have enough battery life to make it back. But that is also, now that I think about it, another thing that you could build with these PCCs. It's you can build a generator that will recharge vehicles, which comes in handy at first in the game, and depending on how you're playing and how many people are on the server you're playing, you can they come in very handy if you're using vehicles, because everything runs off of batteries. But as I said, on the next map, not this first map here, but on the next map, you have the ability to build roads, rebuild roads. And in my opinion, I took time to gather, because it takes a great amount of crafting materials to build these roads, and a great amount of chiral crystals. I personally took my time, even though I was streaming, to really bust my ass to get the crafting materials to rebuild these roads. Now, as I was saying earlier, when I was getting sidetracked, this is an online game, but not really an online game. If I don't know exactly how it works, but I take it there are so many different servers that you can play on, and you just automatically get loaded into one, and there are automatically so many other players loaded into that server. Well, you can build a ladder and leave it, and other people that play on the same server or map can use that ladder, and they can leave you likes. If you rebuild the road, other people on that server can use the road and leave you likes, and so on and so forth, and vice versa. So it's definitely helpful to rebuild the roads, because they keep your vehicle charged. The way it works is if you drive directly down the road, there's in the center there's a power strip, and that will enable you to keep your vehicle completely charged, and it does not run off the battery. So what I did was take the time to rebuild as many roads as I could. That way my vehicle would stay charged the whole way until I needed to hop off of said road, and then I would have a full battery to venture wherever I needed to, then back to the road to make it back to a home base, so to speak. So in my opinion, rebuilding the roads is very helpful in this game. If you want the game to be more difficult, then don't rebuild the roads. Alright, that pretty much covers your equipment. Now that I'm out here, I can also show you the map.
Hello?
Alright, now as I said, this is the very first area that you're going to start out in, and you're going to work your way from here. And it is actually very weird. I'm not going to spoil anything. The story is super duper weird. I'm going to try not to spoil anything. And you can see here all of these little blue and light green things: post boxes, ladders, online ladder, online ladder, online climbing anchor. I built none of these. These are all from other people that played the game around the same time that I did, or are still playing the game, what have you. And they built something, and it is here for me to use, as well as them and other people. These postbox mules are what or terrorists are what the human enemies are called in this game, okay? And you see, that's a post box that I could go take packages back that other players have dropped, that the mules have stolen, or even that maybe they got me and stole my packages. Well, they will turn up in these post boxes. And this goofy looking orange area that goes out around the mule post box you see is the area where that group of mules can detect you. They have these detection devices that when you're traversing through that area, it will know you're there and they will come chase you. So you have to be ready for them, or careful, or just avoid it altogether. I do not think that there is a way. Let me check if I can go to the other map. No. I wish I could to show you the other map, but for all intensive purposes, this will work. So yeah, as I was saying, as you lay something down, a piece of equipment to use, a bridge, a generator, a ladder, it will be left there for other people to use unless you deconstruct it. And as you progress in the game, the more, at least in my playthrough, it seemed the more I progressed in the game, the more of, and yeah, that's the way it does work now that I'm thinking about it, the more you progress through the game and unlock areas, the more you will have access to other people's stuff and be able to see it on your map. Now, as I said, the game is all about delivering packages, as well as sort of spreading the internet is the best way that I can word it. There is a network that all of these underground bunkers in this post-apocalyptic world are connected by, called the chiral network, which is sort of connected to this afterlife-y type chiralness, they call it, I guess, that the game takes place in and around. Okay, so your job is to not only deliver packages, but as you are working your way from here, this very first starting point, to where are they at? There isn't really, oh, this distribution center here, and then on to this wind farm here. You're spreading this, or yeah, I guess spreading a network that is just like the internet. As you go to these places and connect them to this chiral network, you will get more access to the online map, see where other people's stuff are, and get better equipment and rewards from the people you're giving it to. Now, throughout the game, there are people that don't want anything to do with this network because it is government ran and owned, and how the world ended in the first place. And that is pretty much the basis of the game. You're going to travel. As you're traveling, you're going to deliver packages. The difficulty of the game is the areas you traverse, okay? Now, just to go show you real quick.
Have a pleasant journey.
We're gonna go out here. I don't have any skeletons on right now. I'm just bare bones, which is not normally how I travel. I don't think I'm still not able to grab any of these trucks.
Have a pleasant journey.
Okay, this here, you can see Nick Easton made it, and it is a watchtower, and I'll use it just to show you real quick. Now see, you can build a watchtower and it will show you all the stuff in the surrounding area, any packages that were dropped. You could see it says, well, I don't know if you could see it, it's pretty small. It says way station west of Capital Knot. That means somebody dropped it and that's where it needs to go. There is a safe house that can also be built with a PCC. You can build safe houses in different areas, which will give you access to that main room that we started in. It'll be like a little safe house for you to use. And as I said, being out in this environment is very detrimental to the packages, to your health, to all of that. So you need these places to stop along the way once you get later on in the game. So that is what a watchtower will show you. And as you see, now I have no packages, but you see this area, how rocky it is, and like this is the difficulty of the game, and to hear the rain clouds coming. It's a very pretty game to play, I'll tell you. The landscape, although it's sort of barren looking, it's cool to play. It's very visually cool to play. Alright, now I was hoping to fall, but you see how it says grip R2 and R1, or R2 and L2 for balance? That is because of, like I said, if I would have packages and fall, they would get messed up. Now you see I got a package now, and if I go over here and try to make myself fall, here, I could jump off a bridge or something, because I already beat the game, it doesn't matter. Grab this package, and you see how the packages get damaged, and I lose health, and my baby starts getting stressed out. That's the difficulty of the game. It's pretty weird. So all in all, the game for me was definitely super addicting. I'm just gonna head back into, I'll just go into this safe house for now, so I don't have to go the whole way back. Oh, and when your baby's stressed, this is what we do. We soothe the baby. You take and you rock him. And then he gets happy, and then you're good to go. But that won't work all the time. If you're falling a lot and fighting a lot of enemies and he's getting all stressed out, he will reach a point of no return. So that all in all explains pretty much everything I can explain about the game. On a scale of 1 to 10, I will have to give the game, I'll wait until the noise is over. On a scale of 1 to 10, I will give the game about a good solid 8. Why? I don't know. I was super duper duper addicted to the game. I couldn't put it down. But for me, it was a very dry, weird playthrough.
Good morning, Sam.
I could definitely see how the game could be taken in a very negative manner, depending on what types of games you like, or a positive manner. Actually, I don't ever see it really being reviewed positively, because it is just, except for me, because I got so addicted to it. The game is awesome, but it's just weird. The story's weird. It's very dry. There are only a few areas of action where you actually feel like you're playing the game. See, he's telling me he needs a shower. Now, I ain't gonna do it now in this review, but it's pretty funny. Anyway, I can't see the game being reviewed very positively for a lot of different people. I liked it. It was weird to play. As I played through, I felt as if something just needed to happen already, but I got addicted to it and I liked it, so I'm going to give the game a solid 8, which is fairly high, a lot higher than other people. I know the game has got a lot of negative reviews, but in my heart, I feel if you give it a chance, you're going to get addicted to it just as I did. If you like a good single-player game with a story, I'm not going to say it's a good story because the story was so wild, but if you like a good single-player story campaign mode game, I feel you might be able to get into this game as I did. With that being said, I hope this review is helpful for people. Please like and subscribe, and you can watch me on Twitch at True Masterson, no space, TrueMasterson, True with no E, Masterson, no space. Again, TrueMasterson. Or subscribe to me here on YouTube as well. True Masterson, just as how it sounds, is how it's spelled. TrueMasterson. I also stream live to my Facebook page, which if you don't know me already, tough luck, and DLive. So with that being said, I hope this review leads people to play the game, to at least give it a chance. It isn't bad, and you can get into it if you're anything like me. And with that being said, I guess it's over and out. Thanks for watching.